Tirza Derflinger joining us. She's from the Thermogram Center. We had some great conversations during Breast Cancer Awareness Month about thermography, and during that, you mentioned a bunch of risk factors that you look for whenever you're dealing with your patients. So the risk factors are things that we can control, but I wanted to ask a question about the part that we cannot control. How much of a role does genetics play in breast cancer or in cancer in general?
Oh, that's a great question, because there's a myth in our society. So many of us believe that genetics plays the primary role in developing cancer. But in actuality, up to 95% of all cancers aren't caused by genetics, but how we live our lives and those risk factors. How well are we managing them? Whether it's chemically related or other toxins, diet related, lack of exercise and our body's ability to detox by sweating, etc. So, yeah, it's so important for folks to understand we do have more control over the destiny of our health, and we realize we shouldn't give all of our power to this notion of genes and genetics. It's not about that. We can overcompensate many of our own genetic predispositions by purposely, consciously managing risk factors that might otherwise induce cancer.
So there are so many different products out there that are known carcinogens, and if people really look deeper into the everyday household products that are in their homes, the foods that we're eating is the first thing that we think of, but it really extends beyond that to things like deodorant sprays, sunscreens, makeups, cleaning products, all types of different things that we use every day may be risk factors.
Oh, absolutely. And to extend your list, we can think about our yard products as well. So many products we use around our home or on our bodies do have synthetic chemicals in them. They're not completely natural and organic. So this is one of the primary ways that we can help ourselves to prevent cancer is by reducing the toxic load, the chemical laden products in our own homes.
Yeah, and I don't want to scare people a little bit, but I think that if you never looked into this, and you might be surprised at how many of the big name products would have carcinogens in them as ingredients, right?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, if anyone wants to know if the ingredients in any of their home products is of concern, they can actually visit, for instance, the Environmental Working Group, which is ewg.org. And for instance, they have lists of chemicals. They have a complete chemical database to let you know which of them are more safe and which of them are less safe, so you can still make more healthful choices. You can choose products that might have chemicals, but they're on the safer side, rather than products that have toxic chemicals. So it's not that we have to give up our products. It's not that we have to go 100% organic or even 100% natural, but what we can do is make more informed choices for the products we do have, and stick with the products that might have chemicals. They might be synthetic, but they're safer than others.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing about this is people can go and look for themselves. Like, it only took me about 5 seconds to find this Center for Disease Control's list of known carcinogens, things that may be in products that we're buying all the time, but we just didn't know that they were potentially bad for us. And it's not Tirza and Paul saying this. I mean, the information is out there. That's something that really does empower us.
Oh, absolutely. And women in particular typically wear makeup every day. And so we know brands like Arbonne, Arbonne International is naturally derived products. But we can all learn about any of the ingredients in our facial makeup, lotions, creams, and whatnot at the ewg.org website. It's just ewg.org/skin deep, and it lists cosmetic chemicals. So we can really hone in on just cosmetics through that particular website.
We've spoken before about some of the big risk factors, and one that you pointed out to me is estrogen, exposure to estrogen. Whether is it synthetic or is it prolonged estrogen? What's the deal there?
In actuality, prolonged exposure to excess estrogen, particularly by way of synthetic chemicals rather than naturally compounded versions, can add significant risk for developing breast cancer. So studies indicate that for women who have used synthetic forms, birth control pills, hormone replacement therapy for 10 years or more, are at significant risk of developing breast cancer sometime in their lifetime. So perhaps there can be other more naturally compounded versions or other ways of obtaining birth control so that women don't put themselves at that risk for the rest of their lives and have that worry.
Tirza, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Paul.